George A. Romero's got a lot to answer for. Not only did his seminal zombie horror films practically define the genre, one particular shopping centre-based classic, Dawn of the Dead, seems to have had a direct influence on Capcom's debut Xbox 360 title. In Dead Rising, you play the part of a rough and ready freelance photojournalist called Frank West. When he hears that quarantine's been mysteriously imposed on the small Midwestern town of Willamette, Frank senses a story of Pulitzer-winning proportions. From the air, it looks like some sort of strange riot's going on, but it's not until they land at the local mall that the full scale of the horror becomes clear. Your main objective is to survive for 3 days until Frank's helicopter returns to collect him. While you're there, though, you might as well try to find any living survivors and work out just what's caused this catastrophic undead infestation. Always armed with his trusty camera, Frank can photograph anything he comes across. His shots are then rated and awarded PP points. These experience points are also gained by dealing with zombies and achieving objectives. Once he's accumulated enough, they'll earn him level ups that improve his stats and abilities. Being holed up in a huge shopping centre has its benefits. Each store has been abandoned, with shelf loads of products there for the taking. This is where Dead Rising really comes into its own. Pretty much everything that's not fixed down can be grabbed and used to fight off a zombie horde. There are literally hundreds of weapon possibilities, and the particularly cool thing is that they provide distinctly different attacks and effects. Some items like power tools and ornamental battle axes are especially effective. Others are there more for entertainment. You wouldn't choose to take on a hungry zombie with an oil painting or a traffic cone, for example. But the options are there, and it's loads of fun trying them all out. Visually, Dead Rising is a suitably impressive 360 title. A massive crowd of zombies shambling together with enough variety in their character types and animations is a sight to behold. It's also extremely gory stuff, but like any good zombie film, the absence of the red stuff just wouldn't seem right. A welcome departure from Capcom's usual survival horror style, Dead Rising provides a highly enjoyable dose of retail therapy. We'll give it 4 out of 5.
Every so often, a game will come out that sucks the player into a real world. Elite did it, Doom did it, and now the Xbox 360 debut of the Ghost Recon series does it too. This isn't solely based on the game's wonderful visuals. To truly immerse the player, it needs scale, drama, and the unnerving impression that the characters will be running about long after you've gone to bed.
Area clear, Captain! Come on, come on!
Blimey, this is great. In these futuristic skirmishes, you won't just have control of the squad, you'll also be able to see what they see, thanks to the little box in the top left. You can order devastating nighttime artillery strikes, command Black Hawks to rake ground targets, and indulge in long-distance gunfights across huge town squares.
Getting harder, Captain!
The enemy aren't pushovers though, and AI is impressive and highly dangerous. They're fast as rats for one thing, and if you're inclined to run round blind corners, you best be ready on the stance change button. Fellow squad members are tenacious too, and the game never suffers from friendly soldiers blocking important doorways. Offering them medical aid can be tricky, as they tend to fall, logically enough, in the line of fire.
Gonna be fine, soldier!
The graphics, as you'll have seen by now, are magnificent. Your time as the gunner of a helicopter is worth the ticket money all on its own. No multiplayer community yet, but all the features, co-op included, are here, and this will surely be an early hit for Xbox Live too. Advanced Warfighter on the 360 is a breathtaking game. Although it's extremely tough, you will be routed from the first polygon. As close to Urban War as anybody but a professional or madman would want to get, this title oozes class. 5 out of 5. It's a real world, and as in the real world, that last dash for home may only be the beginning of your problems.
All entrances and exits are locked down. VIP 2 is on a secure phone line with President Ballantyne and is now reviewing possible retaliatory...
Throw a frag in there! Boom, baby!
With everybody banging on about Gears of War, let us not forget that there are other great 360 games to look forward to. Shadowrun, due January, will be the first game to utilise Live Anywhere to allow 360 and PC players to meet up and frag each other in one glorious, unified games universe. Principally a team-based FPS like Counter-Strike, money earned buys you better weapons, but there's no spawning. Instead, you have to rely on teammates resurrecting you. Expect classes of characters too, similar to an RPG. In Crackdown, from GTA creator David Jones, you play a physically enhanced super cop, cleaning up a scum-filled city, moon-hopping as you go. Believe us, the city is huge and rife with gang warfare. Play well and you'll increase your strength and weaponry. Vehicles will even react and become more powerful as you do. This is innovative and a lot less twee than it looks. Due out October. Upgrading yourself is also a key part of 2 Human, where you play a godlike cyber-human that must defend its race from evil robots. The game mixes gun and melee action and right now sports one hell of a demanding control system. We like the fact you can replay the single-player game in the 4-player online co-op mode. We're also looking forward to seeing the swarms of enemies that are promised. And finally, proving that the 360 isn't all about running and shooting comes Sonic the Hedgehog. Visually and in terms of gameplay, this is virtually identical to its PS3 cousin. That means Silver, Sonic's telekinetic nemesis, will be in it too, though we're keeping those bits to ourselves. Whether 360 owners raised on Halo and Rusty Metal will find the spiky blue one cool enough remains to be seen. Go on, Sonic, win 'em over.
Let's just all stay calm. Oh, ow, oh.
Machines called Hounds. These deadly robots are the stars of Sega's Chrome Hounds, a game that takes explosive squad-based mech combat into the next gen.
Our headquarters is taking damage. Defense force
Thanks to the Xbox 360's high-def graphical muscle, Chrome Hounds provides the most authentic impression yet of what it would be like to take the controls of a tooled-up war robot. Visual highlights here are the incredibly detailed mechs and the impressive explosions they cause, but this is let down a bit by some drab environments. The single-player campaign tells the story of an epic struggle between warring superpowers. You come in as a trainee mercenary, and you quickly put through your paces with each of the 6 types of hounds. The Soldier class has a payload that works best in medium to close range situations. These are your frontline specialists. Sniper Hounds have long-range scoped weapons to provide accurate cover from the rear of the battlefield. Defender Hounds have formidable weapons to intercept attacking enemies, protecting your HQ and other units. Scouts are especially mobile, but lack heavy weapons. They're used to quickly reach and capture the combat's communication towers, which are vital for gaining intelligence in the war zone. Heavy gunners do exactly what it says on their tin, bringing a barrage of devastating artillery support from long range. Lastly, the Tactics Commander's role is to lead the rest of the squad, analysing the battle situation and issuing strategic orders. You're rewarded for good work in the field with new Hound parts that can be taken into the garage to piece together your own custom mech. This feature really adds a lot, allowing you to configure specific weapon types on the chassis of your choice. It'll also help distinguish your squad in the frenetic Xbox Live multiplayer matches. Here, up to 20 players can battle it out in squads of 6, taking on opposing clans to decide whose Hounds are the top dogs. Online multiplayer is where Chrome Hounds really comes into its own and makes up for the slightly dry single-player experience. We'll give it 3 out of 5. It's easy to see why this was perhaps one of the first wave of Xbox 360 titles that had gamers all slobbery with anticipation. Project Gotham Racing is back on the road, and take it from us, you've never seen a racing game look this good before. Bizarre Creation series has stayed true to its roots, having started out on Sega's Dreamcast as Metropolis Street Racer. From there, the series moved to the Xbox, changed its name to Project Gotham, and when PGR 2 came along, it became a firm favourite with Xbox Live petrol heads. This was a different take on the driving genre. It's not just about winning races, oh no, here you need to win with style. Showboating manoeuvres behind the wheel rack up kudos points, which are cashed in to fill your garage with shiny thoroughbred motors. From the current gen racing crop, not even the divine-looking Forza or Gran Turismo 4 can hold a candle to Gotham's beauty on the 360. The car models are incredible, and the city-based circuits are so accurately mapped you can drive around just sightseeing. You can even pause for photo opportunities, if you like. The cockpit view is particularly good. Inside the car, you can see all the instruments as well as the driver's steering and shifting gears. For most of us, it'll be as close as we get to sitting in some of these prestige rides. Visually, it's fulfilled its promise. In the gameplay department, if you're expecting a dramatic leap, you might be ever so slightly disappointed. Not an awful lot has changed here, but that's no tragedy really. Gotham was a premier racing series to begin with. We'll give it 5 out of 5.
Unreal Tournament from Epic may have proved popular for nearly a decade now, but the excitement surrounding their new game is on a different level. It's frankly the most anticipated 360 game of the year. Not bad for a title that started out as a tech test.
You know, Gears of War started way back in Unreal Engine 2, and it was going to be kind of the next thing after Unreal Tournament. It was going to be Unreal Warfare was the name of it. It turned out to end up being kind of a research project of how we position the camera and what the world's going to be like and how we do these kinds of grungy, high detail graphics. And we realized, wow, we can do better than this. And we threw out all the Unreal Engine 2 stuff and and moved it over to Unreal Engine 3. Even back then, we knew, wow, this is going to be our big game.
Unlike Unreal Tournament, Gears is a story-driven game, and it starts with a bang. when a terrifying locust horde emerges from underground, humankind blows up the planet to stop it from being overrun.
Cliff Bleszinski, lead designer, has often said that London is kind of one of his inspirations. You know, the beautiful old architecture, buildings, and real city feel, and the cobbled roads and things of that nature. And you actually see that in Gears of War after it's been ravaged by humanity. After we destroyed it to try and save it. You just feel it. When you play Gears, you just feel like, we gotta get it back. We just destroyed this place. Humanity's just been wiped out, and this is now these guys are coming out from the ground. We gotta push them back.
Previously, getting story into a game meant lots of cutscenes to guide the player and advance the story. Not now.
All the cutscenes are done. You know, the ones that we have where we are telling a story are completely in engine. So there's no stop, go black, play a movie.
Ground units are taking heavy fire.
We've really found a way to, you know, move the camera around. When you're walking through a level and there's something we really want you to see, some creature flies by or something explodes. So we found a way to push your vision in that area, to let you kind of see what's unfolding.
The opening level of the game sees you and your fellow cogs trying to escape from prison after being sprung by an old friend. It perfectly demonstrates that the gameplay isn't run and gun, but move and fire strategically. It also illustrates another fundamental feature, co-op play. You're part of a small squad. The other squaddies are controlled either by other players via Xbox Live or computer AI.
You'll notice when you see Gears of War, it's not 2 or 3 shots and you're dead. You're putting off a clip and a half to kill some of these guys. They're very powerful, so you have to work in teams.
Also, key in the fact that the game has branching storylines, so you and your squad members can take different routes.
When you see our prison demo that we did for E3 and I showed here, I asked the audience, do you want me to go? He goes, you can either go kick ass through the prison blocks or you can go through the guards' quarters and, you know, and take your, it's a little easier. Of course, everybody raises their hands. They always want to see the kick-ass prison blocks. The truth is, if you go through the guards' quarters, you're taking a completely different path. You're seeing parts of the level that are never seen on the other side. These are big levels. You're up here, he's down here at one point. You get to the same areas and you eventually end up doing the same thing, but you're taking a completely different path.
Just one last question. Will it make its late 2006 release date?
It's looking good. It just, you know, we're not certain enough yet to put a day and date on it. You know, and hopefully we will be in the next couple of weeks or months, and we'll have an idea. But we're definitely hoping to get out in time for all of it.